Good morning, if you're where I am, same time zone, and then good afternoon, good evening, people around the world. Okay, 20 seconds, about 20 seconds delay, so if you're hearing me okay, seeing me okay, let me know. Oh, I see people saying hello, so it's working. Good. Hello from Sri Lanka. And queen, oh, don't say that. What queen? Queen of what? Yeah, I would love to be a queen that actually has some kind of like, you know, kingdom and property, for real. Not too much, maybe just Central Park. For people who are making this for the first time ever, well, this is the 35th one, so well done! In the history of my channel. Okay, I'm just let me just finish a couple of messaging people. So, lovely people from everywhere. How are you doing? May. I know in certain places in this world, it's pretty crappy. You got like super hot weather in India. It's just like when I look at a number, I'm like, is this real? Is this for real? It's like April. Like you get this temperature in April, really? Yeah, the hair thing. I did spend some time. I wasn't planning to do this hair at all. I wasn't sure. I'm just gonna sit down in front of the camera and just, you know, whatever. And somehow it ended up like this. Totally unplanned. Yeah, I do know about India because it's on the news about how hot it is. I mean, it's already a very hot place anyway, but it's like 7 degrees in certain places, hotter than average, like, you know, like other years, which is insanity. We live in, well, where I am, it's just this year's spring is super late. Last year's spring is already later than usual, whereas this year is at least 2 weeks later where I am. It's way too cool and humid for usually this time of the year. So it's I haven't switched off my heating yet, although it's not really running that much now, but occasionally it still gets a little bit too cold. What can you say? The world is going nuts. Hi from Bangkok, people. Minnesota. Yeah, I mean here, Minnesota, we probably have very similar weather. We do have snow 2 weeks ago, still. Yeah, well, outside there's no snow now, but it rained yesterday for a whole day. No, yeah, cloudy, not rained, but anyway, weather is. I'm not British. Why am I talking about weather? Come on. Well, India is a big country, so it cannot be just the same temperature across the board. That wouldn't really make sense. Yeah, this one is one of my latest one that I made. It took me way too much effort to make. And the leftover couple of leaves, I made this one. So that they're like a pair. Let me just take a look at my focal. So right now I'm on 14. So this is about 28. The other day I was talking about in a review about Longxi, I was talking about the weird focal length they use. So right now when you look at me, I'm on 28 millimeter, which is too wide to film people. So you can see my face getting squished. If you look at me in real life, I would have a bigger face basically. The side of the face would be more. So the ear would be closer to you. The nose will be further, will be flattened more. That's what I would look like real. So if I look at a mirror right now, my hair actually look bigger this way. In reality with my eyeballs than when you look at me on camera, because I'm on a too wide an angle. And this is what you'd see in Fengqi Longxi in a lot of conversation shots when they cut between this and the more ideal focal length for portraits. And that's what really made me like cannot watch a drama. I never realized I'm that sensitive, but it just jumps too much to the point where I'm like, who did this camera work? Why? So this is like the squished version. Now I'm on zoom lens. So if I guess if I push in, say if I switch myself to about, let me see, 20. So this is 50. Now I'm looking way too big, okay? At 50, and I have to go back, and now I'm out of focus. So that's one thing that I can't deal with, which is. So if you look at the proportion, right, it starts to look better, like more like what you see in mirror. But it's still a little bit squished. I'm on a zoom lens that like, I'm roughly at 50, but it's not really that accurate. Anyway, that was what I was trying to say about Fengqi Longxi's camera work looking weird. And I don't know why they did it. Like, they have professional camera people. They shouldn't have had that problem, but anyway. Okay. Well, too wide a lens makes people look very weird. They become, like, they will look thinner, but then their proportion is screwed up. So it depends on, I guess, like your preference, what you want yourself to look at, but not ideal, really, to film people. 50 is definitely better than 28. I say between 50 and 85, it's like the ideal range. If it's too telephoto, like it's completely squishing your face flat, then you have to have like really good features, otherwise you look like a pancake. So, you know, so the people who look good, whatever focal length it is, they are ideal for camera. Like their face is just born for that. Not that many people exist though, in that way. Li Ziqi, I think she's having some legal issues, right, with the company that had some kind of like MCN sort of stuff with her. It's still ongoing, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna come back. There's no way that she doesn't come back. I'm not worried. I think it's just like she recently sent something out talking about like whatever stuff, but yeah, I'm not really very very closely following that, so I'm not sure, but I think she should be fine. Yeah. Don't spam, okay? If you come, just don't spam this chat. If you keep asking the same thing, 100 times, it's just gonna, it's gonna look very rude, basically. And I would have to mute you though. What happened to no dramas? Yeah, what do you mean by no dramas? 丁禹兮 and 魏哲鸣. Dramas are still being made. Cannot be that fast. I think they just finished shooting 七十吉祥 the 丁禹兮 and 杨超越. That one just wrapped this week. So at least half a year to wait. Period drama, it wouldn't be that fast. The 魏哲鸣 one, yeah. I mean, it may come out this year sometime. Who knows? The title of this live, yes. I was trying to think of a title for this one. I'm like, maybe just talk about. I'll go through later. I'll basically on my iPad. I'll get the all the platforms turned on, and I'll go through all the dramas that are on there. You wouldn't believe how many dramas I've checked out. Okay, even though I'm not making a lot of new videos on new dramas more than usual, I actually have watched much more than what I make videos on. And then I was like, there's nothing I want to talk about it. There are dramas I've watched over 10 episodes, and I'm like, I have no idea what I can talk about it. It's so boring. And there's so many dramas like that. Jeez. Qin Hao, that one is too depressing. It's good. Acting brilliant. Script great. Like not a problem with it. One of the much better ones, but way too depressing to watch. I can't even bear. Like by the time I like the whole like it's way too real in a way that I can't deal with it. Immortality and 天官赐福. Well, not gonna show up now. Who knows when? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe 15 years down the line. You never know. But it looks like it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Yeah, that Tumblr thing. Yeah, that just came out. It's funny. I think I didn't do anything, but my mic is getting a little bit. Maybe I should just switch. It's a little bit peaking. Testing. Okay, that should be good. My mic is a bit too loud. So we will talk about a lot of dramas that are on air. First, Who Rules the World? I haven't actually kept watching it after pretty much I talked about my first impression. It's just not interesting enough for me to keep watching. Sorry about that. Okay, the whole plot, characters, like it doesn't convince me. Basically, the whole story setup is so. Like I can come up with so many excuses, basically to say that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, and like it takes too much effort from my end to force myself to believe in its story when nothing is believable in that whole setting. And I was like, cannot do this anymore. So I didn't continue. Sorry about that. I like the song. I like the female and like the 叶璇清 and 胡彦斌's duel, is that duel? Anyway, that song is nice, but that's about it. I just couldn't continue. Sorry about that. Not my thing. Not my cup of tea. Really, I can't think of one thing that really would make me want to watch it. I mean, these two leads are like pretty eye candy, but their actings are. And then the plot is like, and then the logic. It's so funny, the logic I get. I do it. Yeah, do it. If I start to rant about it, people are gonna kill me for it. It's like, do you hate? Hater! I'm hater. Okay, I will be called the heads of the two leads. But really, it's not their fault. Okay, the script is nobody can make it good anyway. If you act like you follow the script, you can be Oscar-winning actors. It's not gonna help anything. So didn't continue watching that. And if Yang Yang happens to be my type, it may be one thing that will keep me there. Just with pure sort of physical attraction. I don't think. Unfortunately, my logic, my rationality tells me he's a very good-looking guy. But then just happens to not work on me at all. So there's no that side of attraction either. And also, I think just because of when he first entered this industry, I happened to be there, so I just couldn't there's no distance basically in my mind between that distance you need to fantasize anyone, because he was a kid. He was 16, right, when I first met him. So to me, that doesn't work like that. In my head, I just I can easily see 15 years ago when he was 16 or something, what he looks like when he first entered that building and was anyway, really cute. But so because of that thing, I could never view him as a distant star. None of that works for me. So I just Yang is and then I just confess I don't watch any drama for a very pretty female lead. No matter how pretty they are, that wouldn't be a single reason to convince me to watch it. I'm that straight. Sorry. And just no matter how pretty you are, if you're a woman, I'm beautiful, and then I walk away. Doesn't work on me. So sorry about that. If you wish I could watch more and talk about that drama, it's one of those dramas that just I'd rather rewatch 甄嬛传. So Who Rules the World is that Longxi. I've already made the long video talking about it. I know there are people who like it, so if you like it, it's totally fine, personal thing. Thank you for Aisha Omar. Thank you for your super chat. It's how do you do the heart thing? I know there are people who really like it, and I follow on my social media. There are a lot of sort of leftover people that's still on my leftover. No, I don't mean that they're leftover, but they have been on my feed for years, starting from the days of Guardian, and that's back in 2018. 4 years, and some of them are really dedicated Baiyu fans. So I see, all the good things people talk about that drama, and I get why it works on people, and I wouldn't say there's anything invalid in that. But from a pure script writing, storytelling perspective, that drama just had too many problems. And if you've ever learned script writing, or if you work in script writing, at least everybody who actually work in script writing that I've come across and talked about and actually mentioned this drama, everybody was baffled about why they would write it that way. The strategy and structure of that drama is just it's just not what you should do with dramas, okay? The classic things of do not do's of script writing, and it's filled, the whole drama is a classic case study of do not do this in TV series. You're gonna tank at rating if you do it, and they do everything for that. And it's just very confusing. It's very baffling. It just doesn't. It shouldn't happen like that, but it's like that anyway. So that's just me getting very baffled. So I'm more sort of disappointed at the fact that they just don't do the script right than anything else. That's Longxi. Longxi has a high rating on Douban, but do you know the people who rate it there and the people who watch it on television are two groups of people. And the people who watch it and do not like it and turn away and causing the super low rating do not go on Douban to rate it. So, it just like, so Douban has a very specific user group that doesn't cover the wide demographics of China. Everybody knows that. So, it's very expected. It's very expected it works like that. Yeah. So that's one. What else? Well, we're gonna look through all the dramas that are on air, okay? Just 1 second. Let me look at. Zhao Lusi acted well. Zhao Lusi, early days, I can see a little bit sparks of talent. These days, she just regurgitates way too much of the same kind of character, same kind of acting. It's not just her problem. It's also just the type of scripts she gets and probably the type of director she gets. And then, I don't know, people are in this industry for different things. They may just all appear to be actors and actresses, but they may be in it for very different reasons. With the type of scripts and the type of stories she's been in recent years after Chen Qianqian, right? Like, with that type of scripts and roles that comes her way, or she picks, whatever, like, it's not like you can expect great, groundbreaking performances coming from those roles anyway. You know? Douban is not like a rotten tomato. It's more like, what is the equivalent? It's hard to say. What is the equivalent? So, Douban, okay? Douban, usually what kind of things, like, give you an idea, is if there's a similar level script writing, production quality, and popularity level television series, let's say, one is produced in the US or Britain, one is produced in China, and if in everything considered, they're pretty on par. If you go on Douban, the foreign one, the British or the American series will get a higher score, at least by half a point or a point than the Chinese one. It always is like that. So you get an idea about what kind of people go on Douban and what is the demographics of people voting there. Usually that's what Douban is like. I can tell you like what the vibe is about that rating system. So you can see like where it is. So if you've been on Douban for long enough, you know this is true, okay? Angelababy is Yang Ying. I do every time I write her real Chinese name on the screen. Even Long Xi, I would just say Angelababy and then Yang Ying. There are a lot of questions. Okay, let me look at them. Legend of Dugu. I've watched a little bit. It's just an average drama. That really is just a drama. How do you vote on Douban? You have to have an account, and then you just click the stars, under each drama. Be Reborn, it's watchable, it's okay, but Be Reborn is like, it's not as good as I hope it could be, but it's not completely failure either. I haven't watched the today's, because today is Thursday, they update two more. I'm on yesterday. That was 18, I think, 17 and 18. 19 and 20 is today. I haven't, like, it took me an hour to do this hair. So I didn't have time yet. Opinions of Zhang Xingcheng. Zhang Xingcheng, I think he's working towards becoming more serious an actor than Idol. Idol is not suiting him, but he's pretty good. Zhang Xincheng is somebody I would say for the long run of things. It's not yet here. Give him 10 years. He's for the long run. He's for the proper actor and long thing, not for the short thing. I hope he thinks that too. Otherwise, it's just a waste of things. Master of My Own. I got so offended by that drama. I was like, what the fuck is this character? Like, if a guy, I don't care if he's my boss, like if he treats me like that, it's just so condescending, everything he says about me. I'm gonna pour boiling water on his face and then walk out of the office. There's no way that I'm gonna continue, like later fall in love. I mean, even if he turns around and be like, fuck you. Yeah. It just like the level of how ridiculous it gets in Master of My Own, Lin Gengxin's role, and how he literally bullies the girl is like, my eyeballs fall out of my sockets at that level. And I watch a little bit and I feel the fury inside me just boil. Like, if I can see, like, if this is a real person in real life, I wouldn't care. Like, he's 190 and he's 200 pounds. I'm gonna kick him in the balls. And I'm gonna ram my heel into his head, like knock a hole in his skull. That's what I would do. Okay, so I can't watch a drama. I don't care about anything else. Like, I watch that and I explode. It's so over the top, unbearable. And Lin Gengxin, come on. He needs to sort himself out, like, really. As an actor, really. Oh, and his accent, heavens. Like, he's been around for how many years? And his Mandarin, I just want to slap across his face about how bad his Dongbei accent leaks through his Mandarin. So bad. Ah. Lin Gengxin's line delivery of that crappy Mandarin that has so much of that Dongbei accent, it offends me more than Wang Hedi's Chongqing Sichuan accent offends me, because it's so not fitting for the role he plays, and it's just wrong basically. Anyway, so his character is so unbearably horrible, and his accent every second he speaks puts me out of the story. So I was like, I can't watch it. Sorry, I can't watch. I know Tan Songyun is lovely, but every time I see her just like not fighting back, I'm like, ah, girl, what are you doing? Like, you have hot coffee in your hand. Just use it. I can't deal with that drama. Really. It's just like blood pressure exploding at 200. I'm gonna die watching the drama. So no. Like, just by talking, I feel hot. I should come. Yeah, and RTA recently just sent out a sample contract. So basically, the template of an actor and a crew sort of like contract that you should reference to when you make one. And in that, there's a lot of interesting new things. One of that definitely is like regulating now, is like putting it in words is about how much money you can give to the leads in proportion to the entire budget, and then what ways you can actually deliver that pay. You cannot do cash. You cannot give them cash. It's now. You have to have something trackable, right? That can be found by tax department. And you have to do that, follow this rule. You cannot do all the other, like, I don't know, like how many weird ways they go around the rules trying to pay people and not showing it on the book so that they can evade tax anyway. These days, first that rule is down, and then one of the things on their template is if okay, for like, unless it's for certain reasons, like you can I guess you still have reasons why certain actors get dubbed. For example, if they got into an accident, they cannot actually go to dubbing, or there's a COVID lockdown, whatever. Like for those reasons that you cannot really do anything on your personal end. Apart from those reasons, I think if you you can, but you don't, okay, dub yourself in post-production, then the actor has to pay the dubbing actor, like the dubbing cost of hiring a professional actor to dub themselves. That cost goes to the actor themselves instead of the crew. And that is in the template. That's why everybody is talking about it, which is nice. I actually think it's really nice. Let's see if that can actually be put to practice. It would make a couple of actors' life very, very difficult because they just some of them just cannot not be dubbed. Like if they don't get dubbed, Xu Kai is one of them. Huang Hedi is another one. Then they need to hire teachers to actually teach them properly how to speak Mandarin. How difficult is that? Hong Kong actors probably would have a slightly different things with it, due to most of the TVB made dramas when they get imported, like from Hong Kong to like mainland platforms, it always gets dubbed anyway. Because most of the audiences in mainland cannot understand Cantonese, so it has to be dubbed anyway. So that's a different situation. You know, it's not hard to learn Mandarin. It's just whether people want to put effort in. And it's not even about money. Money is just so irrelevant in this whole thing. It's their attitude, their time, their diligence, whether they want to do their... You wouldn't believe just how irresponsible some stars can be in real life. Holy. They just want money, and they think they're the most good-looking people in this world, and everybody should go around them. Huh. Bloody Romance is an old drama. I've watched it, yeah. Not every second, but I know very well. So who is paying? The production, yeah? The production itself is paying. I mean, these things definitely will have exceptions, but I think this is more towards the, you can actually do it yourself, you just don't want to do. Well, then pay for those kind of actors. Chinese alphabet. Well, the one that you can find is the romanized thing that's basically created very late in time, in the last couple of decades, so that it's easier for people to read it and then pronounce it. And it's very easy. You can do it in one day and you know what it all sounds like, but it helps you to basically read what you see once you have the pinyin on it. But the harder part is not speaking, because listening and speaking of Chinese is actually easy. Not that hard, really, not that hard. It's the writing and reading that is hard, because you have to remember characters, and thousands of them. Do you watch Indian dramas? I don't have time to watch any other dramas apart from Chinese dramas. I wish I could, but I can't. Just with Chinese dramas, I'm already buried under a heap of crap. Till the End of the Moon. I hope it doesn't get dubbed, because I think Bailu and Luo Yunxi can't do that themselves. They don't need, right? They don't have significant line delivery problems. Production companies get their costumes from. They make them. most of the dramas, if they like they would have a warehouse, like so if you're a company, right, and then you've been around for years, so you have collected some of the old stuff from the old days, and you'll keep it in a warehouse, and then for hi KM8, thank you for your super chat. If you have that for your future drama, you use that often for extras. People who are like hundreds of people on set, and then you dress them up and you use old stuff that you have. Sometimes you also hire or rent from other storage place from studios, film studios. And then for the main roles, usually every new drama you make new stuff for them. And then you would have like the like textile factories, basically, like just like H&M has like outsourced big factories making them. Drama also has that industry. They have like usually a long-time costume designer of a drama has long-time collaborators. That's a factory. And they're based in, like rural areas of a city, like in Beijing, Shanghai, they're all like, it's kind of like, like those usual places you go to. And then you have long-term collaboration with these people, and you work with them and you make the costumes in that factory. So for the leads, usually it's all newly made. And then for the supporting roles and for a lot of extras, wow, what's going on with... Suddenly people start to super chat. Thank you. Paying? Like PVO. I cannot read your name, and I think I'm gonna get up. Thank you for your super chat. Do you have any questions? Because I can't see anything. I think it's only a super chat. Thank you. GMA, wow, that's an interesting name. Have a wonderful day. Oh, thank you. I will try my best to have a good Thursday. Thursday usually is my painful psychological day, because ever since I was a kid, every time when it's Thursday, it's like one of the worst class schedules I've had. From primary school to high school, somehow every Thursday is like the worst type of class schedule, like 2 mathematics, 2 physics class together, and with tests and tests. So I hate Thursday. Ever since I was a kid, I don't know why. I just run into Thursday, and it's always with schedules. 30-year-old actresses with 10-year-old voice. Well, there are 10-year-old people who have 30-year-old voices too. Some people just are. Really? Who said Princess Agent is getting 2nd season? I haven't heard about that. I don't think Zhao Liying would even want to do that. And if there is a 2nd season, probably it wouldn't be her leading it. I just don't see why she would want to do it at this point now. You're unique. People hate Mondays. Really? Oh, Mondays is actually not that bad. I hate Sundays. Can you believe it? I hate it one day before it happens. Because Sunday is like, it's a day off. Particularly if you work 9-to-5 jobs, it's a day off, it's a day off, but tomorrow is going to be a day on. And because of that, there are a lot of things you can't do anymore. It's already, like the Monday is leaking into Sunday, but still, officially, it's a day off. So in a way, it actually feels worse than Monday. So you can have it, but you can't quite have it. Zhao Liying, you see her effort of trying to move on from idol stuff to serious stuff to be recognized as a proper actress. Like for the projects she picked, and then the ones that are coming out, right? So a Princess Agent belongs to a different category of dramas, and it's like walking backwards. If you have a choice, you probably don't want to do that. There's unfortunately that, and for, I don't know, like there is the chain of like discrimination in the industry. Like if you are this type of actor or that actress or of this type of projects, you kind of like higher, like than others. There's hierarchies, unfortunately, in everything like that. And so the more idol type of things is always on the bottom And once you get to a certain age and fame and position, you don't want to be associated with that anymore. You want to move up the ladder, whatever the industry considers. Since you've watched a lot of dramas, have you ever considered writing web novels? Why? Why is drama related to web novels? Is it because most of the dramas these days come from web novels and they're crap? Booting ceremony. Well, they usually hold it where they shoot. So if they shoot in Hengdian, they probably hold it Hengdian or the first location they go to. So they schedule for example, we have like 2 cities, and then first month we're in this city, so they're in this city, and usually their main set, that's where they hold it. And on the day they hold the ceremony, probably already they're shooting. So they sometimes would be dressed, sometimes not. You see the actor, half of the hair is done and half is not. Like they're already shooting. So they do the ceremony and go away shoot. Usually that's, so it depends on like the first set. If the first set is somewhere, they do that. And then obviously other people wouldn't be invited in if you're not on the crew. It wouldn't be like held on the street, on the side of the street that everybody can walk by. Usually it's in the 影视城, like Hengdian, that type of like studio sort of place, or some kind of like private set they've built. It wouldn't be too public. But then paparazzi will always try to sneak in. Do you remember the Immortality? Like when they start shooting, they actually had the green screen that surrounded their sort of ceremony site that to make sure nobody can see what happens. And it's actually Word of Honor was shooting outside. So one of the shots you can see Word of Honor shooting, and at the end of that shot, far away, it's the green screen of Immortality. The green, yeah, it's yeah. So these things. Yeah, if I don't know, if I ever do, I probably, I mean, currently I'm working with somebody on something, but I'm not gonna tell you, and it probably wouldn't, who knows whether it can fly or not. Sorry about that if you're listening to this, but life, hey? Since COVID happened, we all know tomorrow the world can end, literally, in a blink of an eye. So, there's a possibility of something may happen or may not, but I'm working with somebody on something, but it's not a novel, it's not a drama either. I definitely wish I could actually do something, but you kind of need the luck dropping from the heaven these days to get it something done like that. Just because overall the entire industry is so up. You just need to be super lucky and manifest a miracle basically to get something interesting made and you care about, and getting a film or television series made is such a big task. It's never just one person's thing, and no matter how good you are or how capable you are, at the end how the thing actually turns out, 90% of it is out of your hand. And no matter how good, how powerful you are as one individual, 90% of it is out of your hand, really. That's how it works. So you can only just hope for the best and then just accept whatever comes. That's how it works. Snowdrop. No, I know about it, but I didn't watch it. So if you're asking about any foreign dramas, I just don't have time. Okay. Come on. What is going on? It's very weird. My end doesn't control things. Okay. Right, let me just try to work something off. I'm not sure if I'm still on, but if I am, I hope I am. My computer is telling me very weird things about stuff, so just hold on a sec. My streaming software and my YouTube windows are not lining up, so come on today. Technology, come on. Well, it's Mercury retrograde, if people cares. That has already started a couple of days ago. So every electronic F-ups, you can blame it on Mercury. I don't think it will mind. But that's what is going on. Mercury retrograde. Travel, delayed, contractual problems, technology, that type of thing. Okay. Yeah. Internet. Gemini, yeah. Well, in Gemini, wow, Gemini is its own house, so wow. Tax evasion. Yeah, that's the thing. And it's not even a lot, because he owes, but he pays a lot back, but he hasn't fulfilled, like, the full sort of mark is he's still a couple of millions away from filling it. It's just weird that he's close to it, but he just doesn't want to pay the final couple of millions, and then, you know, like, why? You already paid tens of millions. Just pay the last couple of millions, really. I don't know. It's weird. Rich people have different ideas about money. So let me just quickly run through what are ongoing from different platforms and tell you why I have this title on this live stream. And next week, I don't even know what I'm gonna make for the 2 videos. I mean, I am watching a couple of dramas, but I feel like I just don't want to make videos on those dramas anymore, because it's just like, yeah, it's worth talking some point, but really making a video for it. Recent dramas are very Okay, let me just first let's start with 爱奇艺。救了1万次的你 Love in a Loop. I actually watched up to episode 12. Can you believe it? And I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's anything exciting either. It's just it's not a very finely made drama. It's not very carefully designed, or like the title sequence is cute, but overall the drama itself, it's you can tell like it's not bad, but then it's not, the craftsmanship is very rough around that drama. That's what I would say. It's not bad. You can watch it as a kind of, I don't know, like a noise in the background. But staring at it for 12 episodes probably wouldn't really worth your time. 爱奇艺 stuff, so ongoing ones. The earlier I said the 亲爱的小孩 left right with 任素汐 and 秦昊. Good drama, too depressing. For my blood pressure, I didn't continue watching it. And then the 风起陇西, I've already said too much about it. 对决, what is the English name? I don't know, because it came out of nowhere. It started airing. It's the Ohao police drama that just started. Right now it's on episode 10. I've watched to episode 3. I just don't feel very excited about it. The story is kind of boring. But his acting is actually not bad. I thought his acting is gonna be much worse than what I saw. But up to now, I think he did a good enough job playing a pretty sort of more on the realistic side of like being a policeman. But the story itself is at least episode 3, I still haven't felt much about what is interesting about it. Aichi also has what is going on. The special force thing is already finished. Couldn't bear. Be king. Yang, be king. Too much. Thank you for GP. Your name is. I think this is not the first time you did this, right? The super chat, because I've definitely read this name before. Thank you for your super chat. Xie acting in Left Right. I haven't even gotten to that point before I found the whole drama way too depressing. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like really well written, everything considered, but I don't know. I was like, you know, I don't have kids, and most of my classmates of the high school and middle school are married and have kids now. And the one thing I don't envy them is the fact that they have kids and their life is buried under taking care of their children, and starting from milk bottles to now homeworks. And I'm like, you guys are just great mothers, but I don't envy that at all. It's just like, so like, I also don't want to look at other people's terrible struggles when they have kids, and particularly in this particular drama, like the type of struggle they have is like, oh, you just picture myself having that if that happens in my life. Yeah. Oh my god, it's too much. It's too much. So that's one thing. What do you think of Yang Yang's acting? He should just be a model. Like two-dimensional. He just do shoots, you know, with like a Vogue or whatever, with magazines, and it will be the best for him. As long as he doesn't move, it looks all good. Once he starts to move, so good looking. You know, like he's like that. He's almost like he wants to jump out of the screen and impress you with his jawline. Every time you look at him acting in any kind of roles, he's like that. Whether it's period drama, contemporary drama, as a soldier, as the only thing only drama he tuned it down a bit is last year's You're My Glory. Every other drama, he's like, look at my jawline. Do you like it? He hasn't said that, but you can feel every cell of his existence is screaming that off the camera. Like you can just see it, see. Amy, oh, you're welcome. What question did I ask? Did I answer? Did I answer one? Sorry, did I? Because it rose really fast and I don't realize which one I'm answering to. Really. He's good looking, but come on, can you just stay on magazines and on 2D surface and just don't move? It will be perfect. That face can work another 20 years, probably wouldn't crash and burn and sag. I'm pretty confident. So just stay there and look good. Dress him up. It's like a human doll. Like he can put all kinds of styling on him and look good, but like that's a value. You know what he should do? He should just do MV, music videos, specializing in that. That doesn't need plot, doesn't need line delivery, and you can cut it in a million angles and a million shots and different, and just like my music, like my edits, you know, like he can just act edits. It'll be the best. Okay, am I being too cruel? so iQIYI right now is having those. Let's go to Youku. Clicking on. So for Youku, Yujun, I didn't continue watching. Like I said, fantasy gods falling in love is not my cup of tea anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. The Ren Jialun's other drama, the firefighter drama, I watched 2 or 3 episodes and I just couldn't continue. It's too ridiculous. It's too ridiculous. It's like Yang Yang's role. It's like Yang Yang's role in the Special Force, where he doesn't respect any rules, and he doesn't follow and he does like weird things and show off. Like he's like what is the word for it? I English escaped me. It's the 跑酷 person, right? And he got dubbed, and with that voice is way too much energy. Like the dubber voice has 10 times more energy than Ren Jialun's acting, and it's so weird. It doesn't sync. And then 重生之门 I'm watching, and the 良辰啥啥啥好景之几何 the 民国 almost like a 流星花园 Meteor Garden plot of Chen Duling and Dou Xiao. Oh, I watched a couple of episodes and I couldn't continue anymore. Holy, that one. It's slightly better than Falling in Love, but it's barely, okay? It's a little better not watch it. You see? I start ranting. 山河月明, the Ming Dynasty historical, don't watch it if you care about Ming Dynasty history. But nothing about that is correct. Like everything about it is wrong. Timing people who is still alive at what time and what can happen, like none of it makes sense. It's just like not Ming Dynasty history. I don't know what the heck happened. But Ming Dynasty history fans will just want to murder everybody in that crew, I think. And it's very valid because it's just totally out of whack, that whole drama. 请教我总监, I've already ranted about how the male lead is totally a piece of shit person. Cannot watch that drama. I just want to kick Lin Gengxin in his head. That's just too bad a road to even like look at. What else is going on in Youku? I know there are a couple of more that's ongoing, but I haven't had time to check out. Those are probably the ones that are on Youku. Start renting and can't stop. Maybe next week I should just talk about all the crappy dramas I've seen recently and feeling like my life is not worth living and this channel is not worth having. I probably should just start do something, I don't know, tarot reading than Chinese drama review, because apparently not that many things deserves reviewing. Anyway. Oh. It's a real life story, left and right, and it's also a film. So it's a life story, film, television series. But reality is more effed up than the version in drama. So on Tencent, 反转人生, the When You Be Me, I will continue watching it because it only just started re-updating again this week, so I'll keep seeing it. And probably with a lot of fast forwarding, because the story itself, body swap, is not that interesting, really. Like nothing new. I'm just looking for Li Chuan's scenes. Sorry about that. Okay, I like him, and then I like his voice. The audio kind of person. And his brother bro is so adorable, really. It's much more cuter than the male lead. Can we agree with that? I don't care at all about Master Child's role. I just care about his brother. I want to see what happens. Probably they should just give him also a CP. That would be cute. 对决, like I said, it's also on Tencent. I watched 3 episodes, not really. The Lady of Law, 女士的法则, I've watched 4 episodes, I think, up to this point. I don't have a huge problem with it, but it's not grabbing me in terms of the story itself. Not something that I would want to know what happens next episode. But while it's on, it's okay. Although I don't buy into Jiang Shuying and Peng Yuchang's chemistry. the Lady of Law, the Jiang Shuying's role and Peng Yuchang's role, the younger man, older woman, like they somehow this couple doesn't work for me. Like the chemistry when they kiss, and they kissed really early on, I think in episode 1 or 2. That's their first kiss, and I'm like, huh? What led to that? Like earlier on, you two are not really even like looking at each other. Like there's no build up, and suddenly they're on the sofa and they're kissing, and then it's one night stand. I'm like, it feels like it comes out of nowhere. But I guess in reality, it can happen when two people just like comes out of nowhere. You know, first like 1 second before you're like just like you know, we just met. Next, like you're in bed. Like it can happen. I know, but somehow like I don't get it. It's just not connecting. Okay, so that's the Lady of Law. I'll see if we keep watching. 新居之约, the house, dream house one. That's with Wang O and Pan Yueming. I've watched a couple of episodes too. And I didn't continue because I forgot about it. It's not super bad, but it's not that interesting. Also, Wang O's designer, interior designer, in a way I think it's accurate, in a way I think it's a little bit too much. She really doesn't care about the customer's opinion at all. She's like the type of like designer. It's like, oh, whatever I say you do. You know, like if you don't like it, you don't understand what beauty is. I mean, there are definitely designers like that. And overall, interior designers are more like that than architects and landscape designer. Don't ask me why I know this, because in my school, on the same floor, this half is landscape architecture, the other half is interior design. And I see all the teachers and students of interior design. I know what vibe they have. It actually is very accurate in a way that Wang O portrays that type of a vibe. Much more artistic and designer, but it's still a little bit pushing it for China's setting, I think. Because you're out there earning a living, you know. But then she is super rich, so she actually doesn't need to do that. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that drama is okay, but again, I don't have like, you know, I don't need to watch it, that type of thing. I don't quite care about what goes on. It hasn't grabbed me yet. Tencent. These are the Tencent ones, right? Anything else? Let me just. Okay, there's those are the Tencent ongoing one. What else? Mango. Well, Mango has the body swap as well, and then anything new ongoing? I haven't checked out. Tomorrow would be better because I don't think it's like, just look at the synopsis. I don't quite want to check it out. I don't think that many people are watching it. I haven't seen anybody that I follow who is watching it. So Mango right now, I don't have anything that I'm looking at. So what else? So those are the 4 platforms. A lot of things going on, but not anything that grabbed my attention. Unfortunately, April and May is up to now is very boring. Reading 天官赐福. No, I know what happens in the whole story, okay? But I haven't read it word by word. It's too long. And not my cup of tea. Most of Chinese web novels are way too long. And they're written in that form so that they can earn more money. Because when they update, right, they update daily, so they won't make it long and make the money. But, you know, like, at the end of it, it really sometimes needs an editor's version where useless stuff gets cut out. So that story is better. And so many web novels is just like 1 million, 2 million characters at least. I'm like, what's the point? You know, you have two leads who are just like this and that, but like you talk about them for 1 million characters. Really? Why? Don't you realize Chinese is like already a super concentrated language? Why do you do that? Anyway, yeah, I'm so impatient basically for super long novels. So any BL dramas, don't ask me about news. All radio silent, nothing going on, nobody is talking about it, nobody knows when, maybe never. So BL, okay? Any ongoing, already made, still making, maybe making ones, they're all in limbo. All in limbo. That's the answer. Why don't you review old dramas instead of new ones? Well, it depends on if I have time. Goodbye. Thank you for your super chat, GP. By the way, Li Chuan was great in Chong Ming Wei. I haven't watched it. I should check it out. Hey, yeah, he's interesting. I think most of that comes from like his voice is really good. And he's very good at like if you turn on one moment, like super intense moment, that one moment he is really strong. He's very good at that. And he's super tall. I didn't realize that because he doesn't look like a big guy on camera, right? Very skinny and very tall, like type of. Well, like I checked, he's like 190. So he's taller than Jin Shijia. Can you believe it? At least in my head, I would never picture like he is actually taller than Jin Shijia, but he is. Is there any chance China will open border? Don't ask me. I wonder that too. I haven't been back for 2-3 years now. I want to go back too. I probably wouldn't recognize like the roads that's leading to my home after 3 years. I want to go home, okay? But like right now, impossible. Just look at how crazy the type of tests you have to do before you board the plane. And money it costs and how long, like how much time limit you have, like tiny window. And then the ticket price. Oh my god. It's like I basically work for a year and everything goes into one ticket. That's it. And then once you get home, you have close to a month quarantine waiting for you. Ha! Beautiful. Is there anything you're excited about? I don't feel excited about any dramas anymore. I have been taught too many lessons. Okay? So if a drama that I am interested in, I would just be interested in and I wouldn't be excited for it before it came out. If it's really good, I would also not be excited about it. I'll just be pleased by it. That's how I decided from now on. I'm gonna treat all Chinese dramas. Okay? Because likelihood is you're gonna get disappointed if you anticipate too much. Then, if the drama is actually not bad, even everything goes well with it, doesn't guarantee a couple months down the line shit doesn't come, you know, like storm doesn't happen and then epic crash happens. So, to maintain my mental health, I'm just gonna farm on every drama, no matter how much I like the actor. You know, I hear the news, interesting. I'll keep an eye on it. When it airs, when it's good, it's a good drama. That's how I'll be doing it. Okay. Chinese entertainment doesn't deserve my full attention. 内娱完了, okay? 内娱已经完了. That's how we call it in China. Mainland entertainment is dead. Okay. Is内娱完了. I have to say it's true. Flames of War? I just told people, I just said about it, 10 minutes ago. Flames of War. Chen Duling and Dou Xiao, right? I said it's a tad bit better than Falling in Love, but barely. And it's basically a Mingguo setting, F4 story type of, you know. You know, like they're close to that. They're like people in 30s trying to play babies. I'm not sure. I did hear something about Imperial Coroner. Yes, the actors. I can remember. I have a vague impression I've heard something, but not very confirmed. I should look it up. I heard it. When you say, I think I have a vague impression of it, okay? So, also, like I said, there are a couple of people in Chinese entertainment that I will not mention, or like I wouldn't really talk about their work and whatever. You know, if something comes up, it's like, their new drama is airing. In my weekly video, I'll just say, you know, it's airing. And I wouldn't comment any further about anything. I want my mental peace, okay? And I want this channel to not blow up, like literally, you know, like in pieces tomorrow. So there are people I don't talk about. And there are things I don't talk about. And my opinion really is not important at all. Come on, you're watching this for what? Just for the fun of it. You know, don't really take me seriously. And don't believe in everything I say. Okay? No need. Okay. Pile of shit and pile of lies. That's the nature of this industry anyway. Don't take it seriously, you know. You know, the best way of enjoying any entertainment business is just like, it's like window shopping for you. You look at this pretty face, that pretty body, you know, like, that's nice. And when it makes you happy, entertains you, it has value, you know, but like, that's it. Like, they don't deserve more than that from you. And particularly, don't just waste your money and hours of time on any of those. No, not worth it. even like from people who are in this industry, like, you know, like, just don't like, not worth it. Okay. This one is not made by myself. No, not only these hair things are made by myself. This is not. This is my old one. This one I've had for years. Chen Feiyu. He has the he's the Crown Prince. That's his nickname in on internet in China. And then the other word that will be attached to him is Sirili, tearing the calendar. He's the Crown Prince who keeps tearing at the calendar, and that day never arrives, and his calendar is endless. The Crown Prince who with the calendar, Chen Feiyu, or Arthur, people would call him Arthur because that's his English name, and he has a very interesting family. There's a reality show that has one episode with him, his father, his mom. They were like eating, and that like when he walks into that dinner and walks onto that table, and how he communicates with his parents is the weirdest family dynamics you can hope for on planet Earth. Anybody who's watched that would know what I'm talking about. It's like almost beyond your understanding of human relationships, but so I honestly think probably his personal story with his family is more dramatic than any dramas he's ever been in and could ever be in. His personal story probably is more exciting than any drama he could ever be casted in. he has such an unusual, weird makeup of family. Anyway, Chen Feiyu, calendar. I could definitely make videos talking about dramas that I did. Oh, and the Record of Strange Things. I did watch a drama. I finished it. Can you believe it? I finished 36 in 3 days. I continued watching it nonstop for 3 days. Because when I caught it, it's already on the last airing day, almost, like the last 2 episodes. So I went through it. It's a very interesting project. I probably will make a video about it, but it's unusual. It's an unusual, interesting. At least I don't see any similar things, everything considered, in Chinese dramaland in recent years with that project. Unusual, very unusual. It's definitely not like great. It's not super bad either. And when it's not, and where it's lacking, it's actually lacking in places that other dramas that are lacking do not lack at, but specific to this one. And yet this one has some unusual, interesting quality of it. That's the 义无志 Record of Strange Things, or Strange Things. Like, I don't remember the English title. It's not really popular. But for people who are watching it, they probably come from previous, they were fans of this crew's previous work, which is a very unusual epic drama that happened many years ago. Yeah, the Mao Pian team in their work. So that one, I think I may make a video just because it's so special, unusual. Definitely 不像现在的妖艳贱货们。Not like current, a lot of dramas. Chen Zheyuan, like I said, I always liked him. Chen Zheyuan actually has potential, I think. He has intensity when he needs that, but whether he has the luck to actually make it big is up to fate. Up to fate. Immortal Samsara has 2 seasons. Yes, it's so-called seasons. It's just basically breaking it into 2 so that they can air it with a license, because recommended dramas don't go over 40 episodes, but it's a 60 episodes drama. So now the version is the first half is going to be 40 episodes, the second half is going to be 20, and it's going to show up in June and July. That's the first, like the closest to date rumor I heard about Immortal Samsara, Yang Zi and Cheng Yi. Whether it happens, we shall wait and see. Song Weilong is suing, yes. Song Weilong is having this law case going on, a court case with Yu Zheng's company. That's true. What else? Anything else? 太子, somebody said 太子的日历撕到哪天? Who knows? Who knows when Crown Prince's calendar is gonna come? Crown Prince's calendar. Liu Hao. Who is Liu Hao? I don't know. Sci-fi in China is like a desert. There really hardly is any sci-fi there. So don't ask me what do you like. We don't have, like, we have like 1 or 2 in China that's sci-fi that can remotely be called sci-fi. So like with that pool of selection, it's not like you can make a selection at all. Like our shop only sells 1 type of cake. You either buy it or you don't. Yu Shuxin's original voice, I don't have a problem with it. I know some people don't like it, but I don't have a problem with it. I think it's okay. Yes, she has that 作, you know, like 作精, 小作精 vibe, but she's always like that. She's not acting 作, she's naturally like that. So I don't think it's a huge problem. She's not pretending to be something, you can tell. She's just naturally like that. It's like Lin Zhiling, when she first came out, a lot of people say she's so fake. She talks like this, you know, she must be. And then after decades, you're like, yeah, she actually never acted. She's just like that. She's just born with it. Like, what can you do with that? 沉香如屑 immortal samsara, not immortality, okay, not the same thing. Tomb Kunlun Shrine, Candle in Tomb. Haven't heard anything about when it's gonna come out. No. Try one. Wind blows from Longxi. Blows from Longxi. Yeah. There aren't many good ones right now. 冰与火, yeah, 冰与火 has been around for, has been like probably it's because censorship. I think because it's to do with police work. So if it has problems in that department, it just keeps getting pushed back and getting re-edited and whatever. Police work, complicated. Like sometimes you can show, sometimes you cannot, and there's a level of what you can show and what you cannot show. So it makes it super complicated. 刘昊然 刘昊然 yeah. 刘昊然 is, I don't have a problem with him. I hope he's been in better works though. I know he has almost like you can see he kind of intentionally just want to do film. He kind of avoids television series. He started with television series, but he avoids them almost. Like he only does film now, almost. I wish there could be more television series, but then I would understand why actors would do that choice. And also, even though he's been in quite a few films, there are one that hasn't come out yet, should come out but didn't come out because of other actors in it, has problems. Then I would still say till today, the strongest impression he left with me is still his work with Nirvana 2. That's a television series, but 小皮筋儿 is so adorable. His character as 小皮筋儿, it's one of my favorite period drama, young man role. And it's just like he's so fitting for it. And 正午阳光 really did a good job of bringing that out of him. Yeah, and so for him, you know, still till today, I would still say Xiao Pingjing is the best of his roles. Qing Feng is not bad at the beginning of the Detective Chinatown, but Detective Chinatown, the franchise itself, is kind of going into. So together with that, the actor, like, there's only that much you can do. I wish I could see him in quality televisions, so that I don't get limited with 1 hour and 2. You know, I could actually have him for like 20, 40 episodes, but who knows, you know. Xiao Pingjing. Yeah, like Demon Cat is not bad, but it's too little, like a row. He has like how many screen time minutes? 5, 10 added together, right? It's not enough, basically. You want to see more of him. 他的女人缘特别好. He has very good 女人缘. So women, female, girls like him a lot. He's the type of young guy who just pretty much every age group women would like. He has that look and vibe. If you're really much older, you probably look at him as your nephew. And you adore him. If you're much younger, you know, like he's like the 校草, the school grass. The guy that it's in that class and every girl knows in the school, the type of guy, you know, Liu Haoran. Zhang Ruoyun has a police drama that may come out soon. I think it's already like ready to fly. that ordinary something something with Bai Lu, where they work at a police station in a community. Zhang Ruoyun. So that one may come out soon. Yeah, Liu Haoran has that vibe. It's like one of those. Anyway, he's very Xiao Cao vibe. The school, like everybody likes this boy from the school, and even after he graduates, his name will still be circling around that school for a couple of years. That type of boy. Ren Jialun's acting. You know, like I made a video a long time ago about him. I have actually overall not bad impression of him. But I would say he's neither very hardworking nor very talented actor at acting, and he wouldn't be embarrassingly bad at doing stuff, but he wouldn't be impressively good either. And in a way, you can almost always expect how he would act, and he would just do it. That type of. Also without dubbing, his natural voice really does needs a lot of training. And I find it interesting because he can sing very well. So that means he can actually, he understands how the voice and air works. But then when he speaks, that training kind of just doesn't help at all. Yeah. 漏气. Ren Jialun, when he sings, he's okay. When he talks, he 漏气. He leaks, like the air leaks from his vocal. Very, very. He doesn't have the focus of that vocal quality, and he cannot quite close up, almost like. And he sighs at every sentence at the end of it. He does this at the end of every sentence. I don't know what kind of weird habit that is. It's a bit. So, weird. Almost like you're a pretty decent singer, but once you start talking, like what happens is like, do you have two different set of, organs to deal with your singing and your talking? Why is it like so different? How real does modern C-drama compare to reality? Depending on which one you're talking about. Some are pretty realistic, some are not really. And also reality is different in different people's perception, right? You know that. So your reality is different from my reality, therefore I don't quite know. For you, like based on your standards of things, what is your reality, right? That type of thing. Okay, so what time is now? I'll try to make today's not super long. Okay, and I don't have that much. Like I pretty much just rented through most of the dramas that are ongoing right now in China and being very bored. And just because there's just so much crap going on in this world everywhere. It's like I just need some mental release. I need a drug to make me forget about how crappy reality is. And there isn't one. Like at least in Chinese drama land, there isn't one. It's very, very disappointing. But I know, even if right now like a super good and one comes out and with a really interesting CP, even like I wouldn't really 100% devote anymore. I just got tired, and last couple of years of BL 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 all kind of have their own versions of crap and crash and shit storm, and affecting personally me in different ways, but pretty much everyone had some kind of epic crap coming with it. So now like I know like BL is pretty much in the fridge now. Probably wouldn't really go on in Chinese drama land anytime soon. But even like when it's BG, or not even BL or BG, it's just like random like whatever drama, the two leads, and like even with that kind of thing, on the horizon, whether it comes or not. Like I'm like I will naturally take a defensive step back now before I even go into any story. I would have that psychological sort of protection built up already before I go in, and I would like, you know, every time I want to go a step further, I would take my own step back and say, hold on, maybe, think about it. Maybe it's not worth it. You know, you're just like, what can I say? You know, what? Funny story, my sister thinks, she said, how could you disguise yourself as queer and not think we could tell? It's the creepy, like that. I know the creepy quest, I know that channel because they've contacted me before. They've even like, I think, had some like collaboration going on with me a long time ago. I can dig out that email, it's still in my mailbox. So unfortunately, to disappoint you, I don't have an alter ego on YouTube. This is just me. I don't have a second channel that I didn't tell anybody about. Yeah, I'm not that person. Like, can you tell? Like, we are totally different style. Honestly, if you download their video, look at how they write their words, and compare it to mine, you'll see linguistically and stylistically it's totally different. But I don't recommend you doing that. It's like work for no pay. Why? So that channel, I know them. And they, a long time ago, they told me like they're just a group of people who like to make this type of videos, and they don't do it on a very regular schedule because they have a lot of other works, and so they kind of show up and then they disappear for a couple of months and they show up again. Really? People think I am like them? Really? Like what? Like a voice? No? It doesn't sound like me at all. Their style and their voice is so different. Funny. You know, like people make up stories about me. I know sometimes. Also, like I know, like there are versions of stories that people make up about me. Occasionally, I get told. I'm like, you should go to China and write script writing or write dramas. You probably do better than crappy Chinese drama script writers. So it's very like I don't even like, I can't even like imagine where the angle comes from. Like, how does that happen? Where what are the steps of logical like slippery slope that you go down? How many steps it takes for it to arrive at that conclusion? It's like, can you backtrack it? I'm just really curious to see like how it worked in their mind that eventually they arrive at a conclusion about me. It's like, I guess that's how conspiracy theories happen in this world, because people just have way too much time on their hand, and and they convince themselves of what they believe is true, therefore it's true. Great writers, all like they're already better than most of the Chinese drama writers, really. Yeah. I don't use Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, but I never log on. So if you see that, yes, it is an account, but I don't use it. I don't use Twitter at all. So don't leave messages for me over there. I wouldn't be able to see them. What is my specialty? I don't have a specialty. My specialty is I see beauty in life. That's my specialty. Don't quite know how to cash in on that though. 显微镜下看大名. No news. I just know it's kind of there, like they're doing post-production on it. Like I said, I wouldn't really just hold my hope high for any dramas that hasn't come out, and that there's like, if you think about writers have like, or a specific author has that almost like fated thing with them, then I'm worried about the future of that drama, because you know who the writer is, right? So far the dramas 有点扑，都有点扑 okay, they all kind of poo as in Chinese, so they kind of all in a way. So let's just fingers crossed, but if it doesn't fly, I wouldn't be surprised, basically. I'm just so not optimistic, I'm sorry. Toki, then your friend needs to work on her hearing. We don't have the same voice, it's so far away. Like, I know what that voice sounds like, it's not my voice. I would never ever be able to sound like them, even if I try. Yeah, let's just talk about dramas, don't talk about any other things. Reality, yeah, I was like, don't get me started. It's already, like, I escaped to Dramaland because reality looks like a pile of shit most of the time. And don't try to bring reality into this. Although honestly, Dramaland is also a pile of crap. But at least it's manufactured mental crap that if you don't want, you can just leave it. Whereas reality, you can't, right? You live in it. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Ming Dynasty fans, yeah. 显微镜像看大名. We shall see if that drama actually makes sense. But it comes from, again, it's like the small character, little people's perspective of a big era. So, probably wouldn't touch too much of the official history of things, but we've just seen a Maboyong drama that is looking at small characters' perspective of a big, famous era of history and then crumbles in storytelling structure. I don't know. I would just be super cautious with my expectation of 显微镜, microscope, that drama. Yeah, wow, somebody watched 1986 Journey to the West. Holy. These days it's just so hard to watch those old dramas because of how clunky it is, right? It's super clunky drama. But at least the storytelling is good. Dig us through crap. Yami has girly voice, yes. She has. But I think for actors, right, really one of the things is you are naturally given the type of voice. You can't really do anything about it. You can't change it, essentially. But you can actually still work on tones. And for different characters, different ways of speaking. There's still a range that you can play. If you naturally has a very nasal, that kind of voice like Yami has, doesn't mean you can't actually tune it down if you want to. There's still, you have like, range. Nobody is like exactly just only can sound like that. You can do it. Good actors would know how to use it. They can be very, like they can bring out a different type of voice for their specific characters. That wouldn't essentially change the nature of the, like what you naturally sound like, but it will be fitting. It will be more fitting for your different roles. It's one of the jobs you can do. One of the interesting things you can do also with that. And also, I think it's responsible if you're an actor, call yourself a professional actor, then one of the things you should be doing is actually train your voice to have a range. And be conscious about applying it to whatever purpose you're doing for. One of the things you should do. And nobody would blame you if you don't sound like another person, right? But you should sound fitting for your specific person. Because think about, what if in reality there is a super powerful queen who just happens to have a very girly voice? Does that mean that they would not be able to run their country? Or would that make them, like when they speak, other people don't believe them? Not really. So actually what you naturally sound like is not that important, but if you understand your character, you can actually control that, where you put yourself in that range of things. Say, like, for example, the actress Intao, she doesn't have the best voice. I would say for female actress, like, her voice is not so nice, like sounding beautiful, you know. But would you ever mind when she acts with her own voice? No, because she's a good actress. She knows like what type of acting she's doing, and she uses it well. So what you naturally sound like really isn't so much of a problem if you actually put work in it. But these days, a lot of people don't even bother to do that. So don't even bother to do the basics, basically. Yao Mi and Gong Jun are historical? I'm not quite sure. Have I heard about that? Sword of Legends. Have you watched? I don't think so. Have I? What is that? English, Chinese name? $11:11. Right now it's on my clock it's 11:11. Let's do it to 11:30 and call it a day. How about that? For the 262 people who are still here, hey. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for your super chat. Oh, cute. Fist bump? Is that fist bump? Yes, it is. Okay. Thank you for your super chat. Final review, who was... No, I haven't even watched the rest of the episode, like I said earlier. Not my type. Not my type of drama. Not my cup of tea. A lot of the basic logical things of that drama doesn't make sense. I can't convince myself to believe in the story, basically. I don't know what else I can say about that. Miss the old days when stories are actually stories and actors are actually actors. $2 a.m. Wow. Go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Why are you still up? This is awkward long silence. Sorry about that. Berlin Class 8? No. I watched a little bit and then quit. Sorry about that. It was like hardly any dramas going. Like, really, this is just so everything. I think, okay, not interesting. I'm so hard to please now these days, basically. Trimming. Thank you. Thank you for super chat. Li. L Trimming Liu Li. I think also you've super chatted before. I've seen this name. Yang has a good voice, yes, but he's not very well trained at lines, yes, delivery. He doesn't quite know how to have an engaging delivery, basically. Talk I just remember the when I was watching the 义务志, the stranger, like the strange thing records, that drama. I didn't really expect Zhang Tao was in it, and it's 6-year-old drama, so he was younger in that drama than in Under the Skin when he showed up at the end. Almost like it's a time machine, because Under the Skin aired first, Record of Strange Thing aired later, but in that drama, Zhang Tao was 6 years younger than Under the Skin's Zhang Tao. It's so weird to look at that. It's so weird, and to look at them so close, proximity to each other. He's a pretty interesting actor. I wish I could see more of his work in the future. Of the actor Zhang Tao. I don't know, not many people are interested in him, but he's pretty interesting. Everybody thought he's the bad guy at the end of Under the Skin, the policeman, but who actually isn't. He's been in a lot of dramas as supporting roles, and usually playing bad guys, not good people. But he's very, very interesting. His acting is probably the most interesting in the Record of Strange Things. Also, I think he's the same classmate with Jin Shijia, if I haven't remembered wrong. So they're actually classmates, and they act together in Under the Skin. Same year, acting major, Shanghai Theatre Academy. And they're both above 185 in height. Interesting. Okay, let me look at what other people are talking about. Yeah, I have been posting very, very much like this for 2 years now. I don't know, maybe I'll slow down in the future if there isn't that many interesting things to talk about. Right now I do it just because, you know, in a way I was just like, I can do this and I see like how long I can run. And I just like have it with myself, and then it's been running for this long, and it's just like, yeah, I got into this schedule of things. But also it is to do with whether there's that much to talk about. I mean, if dramas start to become less interesting, then probably not that much. Obviously, I'm making Ronghua. My shop is on. If anybody is curious, or if you want to know anything, you know, or you just question about if I can make something specific, you can just send me an email on that page, because it goes through a specific email. It's easier for me to arrange that, and I'll reply. I'll tell you what. I am making them. Yeah. I've recently made a customized one that I will put a video out, because I actually filmed myself making it. This one and this one is the same, but I have like extra pieces, so I made it into a small one. So this is the flattened one. Let's see if it focus. Focus. Okay, my face is too big, so I should get out of the way. Focus. So this one I have. So these things, you know, I am making them. So if you're curious, just send me an email. Now, the awkward thing about trying to put it back. Podcast. What's the best place to do podcasts? I'm not and also it's like I have to also like do podcasts. You have to think about stuff, you know. Again, probably write down and then talk, and then I don't know. I have that much to talk about. I don't want to waste people's time, you know, listening to me babbling about things that actually is like. iTunes, you know, where do you do podcasts? What's the best place? Yeah, like real thing, I definitely will make. I just depends on like timing, and also just looking at what is going on right now, you know. If there happens to be something that's interesting in Dramaland, and also I collect the comments under the video. So if people have suggestions, you know, I'll go in and check, and then I have notes on them. And I look at them. Sometimes it's just like, if it happens to have a drama ongoing that has similar things, it will be ideal to make that kind of video. And if I just randomly plop in a historical sort of video on certain things that's not related to what's going on in dramas, it just may not be that many people would catch it, you know, that type of thing. So it's definitely on my list. Right now there isn't anything going on that could work, but I'm not saying future there wouldn't be. Yeah, Chinese drama is pretty crappy. Vlog your daily life. Why? There's nothing interesting about it. You know, for the people who actually vlog their life, I admire. It's actually a lot of work. Particularly the people who actually film, they get up. You know, in the morning I get up, I look like this. I'm like, but you have to set a camera before you actually film yourself. So you can't really be getting up for real. Unless you have the camera running for the whole night and you wake up and you cut the 8 hours off and you just leave that 5 seconds of you getting up for real. So when people film how I get up in the morning, I'm like, but you already got up once and you set up the camera and then got up twice for the camera. So it's not real, so why do it? Or some people just, they would do like with their phone and then get up and they would just film themselves. I'm up. I'm like, unless you're super good looking, you know, like what's the value in that? Showing people look like crap when they get up, okay? Come on, who doesn't look like crap? And when you get up in the morning, you don't want to be on camera the first moment. The first thing is I want to go to bathroom. And film yourself going to bathroom? Like what? Would any human want to watch that? So vlogging, in that sense, makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. Okay? And if I like film myself doing something, you know, like just crafts, that's fine. Like the one specific thing I'm doing, right? Makes sense. But like today, I get up at this, I eat this, I will go out for a walk, I walk my dog, I come back, and like some people just film their whole day and make it into a video. I'm like, but why? Apart from providing your potential stalkers with more information about your life so that they can find you easier, what other purpose does it serve? I mean, maybe people like it and make you, like, I don't know, you're a vlogging star and you get more money, maybe. But why? Why? And I'm like, why do you do that? I don't see why, but like, oh, these days, another thing that's really popular is the animated, like you have a animated figure that talks, only has voice. Like the current, like the guy, the Vox is really popular, and he opened a new account on Bilibili on the first day of live stream. I think he got how much money? At people just basically at live stream, they literally just shower gifts and money at him. At how much I can't remember. The number is pretty. It's like a house. Basically, he earned a house in one, like the first live stream he did, like a couple of days ago on Bilibili, I think. It's insane. It's insane. He doesn't even show up. It's just his voice. It's just his voice and that animated figure talking. And I'm like, what? Now? This is how far like internet age has gone? Apart from buying a digital painting at like 2 millions. And it's the only one because it has a code in it that now this is like what the new thing, you know, like a new thing. Wow, cool. Like maybe I should consider doing that. And I'm not saying I'm gonna do that. I like they live stream 8 hours just talking with their voice. I'm like, that's dedication. Yes, it's like a lot of money, but also dedication. I can't do that. Unimaginable. it's not really like cliff when you say like they study acting in school and end up having Bon Bunny and Unicorn dramas. It's yes, but also no, because in a way everything is connected with everything else. So you can't quite say clear cut, you know, school is great, work is bad. Schools are bad too. Standards of schools are very these days, and it keeps going. It's been going on for a long time, and people in the industry know that. So it's everything plays into everything else. So it's not just one thing causes the other. It's like it's an unhealthy ecology system that feeds into each other. So schools are dropping their standards. You see a lot of spend 4 years in acting school kids come out and they can't act at all. And if it's 2 decades ago, they wouldn't even graduate. That standard would just, they'll be kicked in ass by their teachers. They wouldn't even be accepted into it. Christine, thank you for super chat. But these days it's going on. I wouldn't nominate the names, but for the current working young actors who actually graduated from those schools with 4 years of acting degree, there are a number of them, okay, not just 1 or 2, that are bafflingly bad at doing whatever they're doing. It's like, how did you graduate? What happened at school? Did you ever attend the school for real? Like, my middle school play, people are doing a better job than you are. What the heck? Okay, oh, it's already 11:30. Ah, okay. I'll be back in a bit, and then maybe for another 15 minutes, and I'll end this. Just hi, I'm back. Hi, hi, hi. Looking at yourself in camera is very weird because it's the reverse of mirror. So you kind of can't quite figure out where is left and right. Yeah, one of those things. Huh. Yang Zi, what do I think about Yang Zi? Traded her talent for popularity, and right now at a point where she kind of regressed in her acting. honestly. When she was younger, she was a much better actress. Now she got into habit, and she does that. She does her acting in a way like she has a worked out way of doing every emotion. She would turn it on very quickly and deliver that. Sad, happy, shocked, anger, all this, like, it's almost like in her head. It feels like in her head she has a category of all those how to act, those moments, how to move everything, her face, her muscles, her tears. She can do it. It's her trick. She's learned in her bag, and she just take one out, putting this particular scene that's for this drama, and she acts those moments with the right imitation of reality. But you see, the thing with her acting, I would say, is she doesn't actually think carefully, or she doesn't spend that much time figuring out what her character is in different stories. And how, because of I am this person, therefore, from how I speak to how I walk to how I do things, how I think, and what kind of reaction I would have, there's no through line of that one character that's unique to that one character. And you know it is because of that person is that person, therefore she is like that. She doesn't have that. In every drama, she does those separated, happy, sad, anger, well. But she doesn't do a character. She doesn't do character. She doesn't have a specific character that's designed for one drama that's different from the other. That's now what she's like. When she was younger, she was better at doing acting. Honest opinion. Any young fans out there, don't kill me for it. But if you want, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't throw the knife through your screen. It's just gonna damage your laptop and not me. Sorry about that. That's my honest opinion. VTubers. I have no idea, but apparently, this is a thing now. Very popular. She's still young. She's not that young. In the acting world, she's not that young. She started as a child actor, so she's been in the industry for a lot of years. Probably more veteran than most of the older actors. I don't know. Once you get into a habit, can you grow out of it? Because now she's on autopilot when she acts. She's on autopilot. Can you un-autopilot yourself? I have no idea, And as you get older, you're gonna get lesser and lesser that type of roles that you can easily use your pack of tricks to deal with. The young innocent princess, goddess of a fairyland, who has all the sad things happening to her. And fall in love with the same guy 10 times. That kind of role. Can you play it forever? No, obviously. So once you pass the age where you no longer can play this type of role, then what? Obviously, probably not a problem, because by then they are rich enough to open their own company, and they would hire, and they would get new, fresher meat in their company, and then just slave them. Ask them to do. It's like 养面滴滴了吧, It's like I'm retiring. I can't act or not. I don't care. But now I'm rich enough, so I'm gonna be the capital now, and you work for me. They can do that, and then they can have another 2 decades of, I don't know, nice life. Not saying it's not a good plan, personally. Because once you get to a certain age, there wouldn't be that many scripts that would want to find you to do that roles. It's not just you, It's also investors, whether they trust you can do it. Once you yourself become money, then you don't care, right? You can just decide whatever you want to play. You put the money in. You have a fandom who supports you. That would all work out as a beautiful ecosystem. So in that case, you can play, however, whatever role you want. Even when you are 80, you can still play a 16-year-old if you have enough money. That definitely can happen. Or you can just I quit acting at a certain age and I become a boss. I become an investor, producer, whatever of my own company. And I go hunting for new, fresh faces. Make them into the second me and earn money for me. That could work too. Good business. 欢瑞 the company. It has sinned so much that it has a specific hell for it. when it dies, it will go to a specific hell. Didi Robai Yangzi, they're all like that. But at least the Yangzi, when she was younger, you know, she at least had like those really good works. Didi Robai, what a wasted opportunity. She just has so much. Her hardware, let's say, her hardware is so good. And then now she's also the type of, she's not bad. She acts happy, acts sad, acts angry, acts all those specific moments. Like not the best, but watchable. But then she doesn't have characters. In every drama of hers, she doesn't have, you don't feel this character is different from the other, apart from their hair change, their costume change, and sometimes it doesn't even change that much, honestly. Then it's regurgitating, same role, same acting, and just looking pretty. And then fandom is so powerful that every sort of bad comment, every criticism gets, and then everybody who wants to voice gets tagged onto hate. You know, you're bought by the opposite, whatever their enemy, to destroy them. Whereas like, who is the opposite? Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. And all the fandom people would always just like echo chamber her or him, like these type of actors, right? It was like, you're the best looking guy, wow, like even if you just blink one eye, like you're so pretty, like every, like, you know, every expression of yours, every word that comes out of your mouth is like God's decree, and we all just bow down to your charisma, whatever. Fandom just feeds them that positive. And so they eventually got to the point of we're just so much better than everyone else. We're gods and goddess of this world. That's how it all works out, like that. Very healthy and very nice. At least people are rich because made rich because of that. Okay. Well, it's just one way of looking at it and one way of life. And it's not so good, not so bad. It's just what it is. If you enjoying it and if you think it's worth doing it, you know, nobody can say it's not illegal. You can just keep doing it for as long as you like. Zhao Lusi, yeah, Zhao Lusi is definitely, and she ever since Chen Qianqian, right? Clearly, you see the trajectory of just doing that. So for a lot of those peoples, to be honest, I don't believe they like acting. They don't. They like what comes with acting. When they do acting, they get fame, they get exposure, they get whatever, money, right? They like the things that's attached to acting or any future possibilities that can come with them acting. They happen to be able to do a level of acting and they don't particularly hate the experience of doing it. Therefore, it works out perfectly for them. But if a person really like acting is the reason why they get into this business, not other things. What you would see is even when they are in crappy scripts, and terrible, you know, like IPs and whatever, and everybody around them is crap, they themselves, their acting of that particular role would not really fail that much. It's like they can separate themselves out of that whole thing and still do a good job. That is like at the maximum of what an actor can do. You would either see this, or you would see them not showing up in any of those projects. Because they would be like, this is crap, why would I want to act in this? You know, I'd rather go to a small theater and play something like for a month or something that at least is a good script. I mean, those are real actors, but they don't get famous, right? They don't get exposure. They don't show up in projects like this, therefore you don't see them. Those are people who actually like are acting. So most of the people who get most of the attention and takes most of the screen time and forefront of exposure on social media, in the popularity stardom land, whatever, you know, like in the most active ones, usually are not the good ones at doing their job. They're good ones at promoting and being a celebrity than being an actor or actress. And the real actor and actresses, they wouldn't really care that much about having all those. It's not important. Or they wouldn't really, like, they wouldn't trade, basically. It's like a really good script, a really good role, but probably wouldn't get you too much money and probably wouldn't get you too much exposure. And something that's like, it will get a lot of exposure, but it's crap. You know, like, they would definitely go for that one, good one, because they like, you know, they're not in for that side of things. So that's what it is, right? So for these people, you know, like, at best, is like they don't hate acting. Okay, at best. You can't say more about that. And also just right now, it's just like, it's very, very, very grotesquely deformed, the industry. First is overall, I don't think entertainment business and acting in general deserves that much attention anyway, compared to everything else in this world. It just gets way too much attention thanks to 21st century technology. First is television, then it's internet. It get disproportionately exposed to people that really like, and it just makes a lot of people lose their perspective. It's like they think, wow, I'm a star, therefore I'm better, like, or whatever. Like, it's so much of a deal, basically. whereas you know, when real crap happens, it's the doctors, firefighters, those people who matters. You know, not actors. Come on, let's be honest. And people lose their perspective of that they literally live in 3D, you know, and one day the grocery shop shuts down and you're dead. Like, that type of, like, come on. It's not the actors on the screen who's gonna save you. It's just, so we live in this age where it's so disproportionately blown up of their importance. It's their curse, but it's also their fortune, right? Depending on how you look at it. And truly wise people would know how to navigate that, but there aren't that many very wise people. And it's hard also for very young people, if they're only like teenagers and they get plucked out of the almost reality straight into idolhood, into stardom, for whatever reason, even in their early 20s. Think about, like, when you're 16 or when you're 20, like, how clever you are, you know? Come on. If you're now in your 30s or 40s or older, right? If you're still 15, then I guess, like, you need to wait and see what happens. But if you're older and you think back, like, 10 years, you look at your 10 years old, like, 10 years ago diary, if you have one, and see how stupid you are, basically. And imagine, like, that kind of temptation is there when you're like 20. Can you actually make the wise choice? I don't think. Like, you have to be so much wiser than adults, than 40 years old, 60-year-old people, to be able to see the traps of like, if you go down this route, you know, like, and not falling into it. You've got to be a Buddha. You got to be like a wisdom master. You got to be a guru at 16 to be able to see, okay, if this kind of giant luck falls on me, fame and fandom and whatever, all that happens, you know, how do I keep my head clear? If you can do that when you're like that young, it's like, then you actually shouldn't be in entertainment business. You should go somewhere else, because you may change the world, like with your wisdom. You shouldn't just be an actor, you know, like it's just a waste of your talent. So for their like counter argument is like for their, this is like, yeah, but they're like, well, they were so young, you know, like what else can you expect from like resisting temptation? Wow, like at that age, really? And like, think about when you were 18, what can you do, you know? So weird time. We live in weird time. But how nice that I have you guys, you know, we're here all together, rant about these things. Zhou Dongyu shouldn't get into Dramaland. She should just stay in Filmland. She's not a drama actress, basically. Her face is perfect for large screen, not for small screen. Her acting is perfect for highly specific characters, not general characters. And she needs a good director to work with her for that role. Like, we do one scene today. We just do one scene on the film set, and we can make it Oscar winning. Not we do 30 scenes one day. Okay? Zhou Dongyu, Zhang Ziyi, they're all actresses like that. They are a specific type of actress that will just work for a specific purpose, not general application. That wouldn't work for them. So she's a good actress. Zhang Ziyi is a good actress. Zhou Dongyu is a good actress, but not good for everything. And they're very pinpoint, almost like the tool. They like the particular type of tool you just design for one particular task. And doing that, they're a killer weapon, but doing everything else, they can't. And I think it's very reasonable. You know, like there are different types of actors. Some are like wide-ranged, cast a wide net. They can kind of do like a jack of all tricks. They can work everything, but like nothing would make them like stand out as like super shining, but they can make the bottom line safe. There's one type of actor, you know, and there's other type of actors who really are very specific. And you wouldn't want them to do anything else apart from the sort of specific thing that they can do at best. It's like if they're a laser, you just use a laser to do that one laser design job. You wouldn't make it to cook, you know, use that laser gun to cook anything. It's just would be stupid to do that. Zhou Dongyu. So Zhou Dongyu in Dramaland is just such a mismatch. Just a mismatch for what she does well. And if you think from a director's perspective, they pick actors for their specific roles and purpose for that one project. And it's like you pick the best tool for one thing. You know, like I pick this type of scissors to cut my ronghua because the other type wouldn't work as well. But then that scissors is just best for this. You wouldn't use it for other things. Same thing. And a lot of that is to do, a lot of like successful work is to do with the right choice and made at casting. Then the director actually knows how to bring it out of the actor and actress, and everyone working together to make the story work for the story's sake. Then it comes out as a good piece of work. If you fail at any particular link of this whole thing, then it falls apart. Sun Li is, I think she's very lucky that she got a couple of very successful projects under her belt. And people tend to overestimate the value of the lead of a very successful project in terms of it's because of it's them, therefore it succeeded. But they are the tip, right? They're the iceberg. They're the tip of the iceberg that shows up Whereas everything underneath is there. If it's not, it collapses and they won't even come up. So people don't realize super successful projects are made by hundreds and thousands of people together. It's the leads that show up and you realize it's them, but other people you don't see, but without them, they wouldn't be there. So Sun Li, in a way, is very lucky that she got into a couple of really highly acclaimed projects that really gave her position in the industry, so that whatever she does, people always have like, you know, like, she's done that, she's got this, what have you got, you know? But she's also not a wide range actress. And you see, like, after 甄嬛传 to now, you see her acting, you see like that she has very clear limits. And a level of overestimation, I'd say, for her. General opinion about like how good an actress she is, and really how good she is. A couple of people like that in Chinese industry, where they're not bad, okay? They're definitely not bad. But because of extreme success of previous projects, people overestimate. Also, I think there's a thing about acting right now. I think overall there's a sense of people overthink and overestimate the value, or they think of it as such a holy, sacred thing that you either have to work super hard, or you have to have like God-given super talent to do it, or whatever. Like, there's a level of superstitious, almost like looking at it like that. But it's just one of many jobs in this world, and there are many ways of doing it. And I think that there's an over theorizing and over trying to make it look bigger than it is thing going on everywhere. And often people argue about a lot of like whether you are the sort of method actor, or you this type of actor, or you follow this, like whatever. And they actually think there's a hierarchy, which is funny. Is like, if you're this type of actor, you're better than other type of actors, which is, acting is faking, acting is playing. First is you have to have fun yourself, you have to play it, right? And you have to be able to say, there are endless possibilities, so I could always just try different ways of doing it. And not thinking one way is somehow intrinsically better than others. And then not take it so seriously. Sometimes I think like it's very funny, particularly you look at Fandom's work and Fandom's words, and they're like saying, you know, our actor is great at doing this. Look at how emotionally like they change it. Like they find out trying to explain what happens, which it's just like pretty ridiculous, really, when you look at it. And overall, people think too seriously and too highly of acting and any of that. Everybody acts. Think about it. You are acting all the time. I'm acting in front of the camera right now. You're seeing Avenue X, which is not really what I am when you're not having a camera on me. Okay? And I play this personification of Avenue X for you, for this channel. And you act in front of your parents and your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friends, your bosses. You're acting all the time. You're never one person consistently. You are a version of yourself, and like you would never talk the same way, you know, when you talk to your father as you talk to your kids, I presume. So everyone is an actor. To think about that, you can do it. Everybody can do it. And there's this weird belief of somehow it's like some sacred job that only a few talented people can do. And then when they do it, they think so highly of themselves, which is just so weird. It's so weird. So weird. You know, it's not that. And people either take it to, I don't know, it's just, oops. I got a weird thing. Maybe I'm offline for 1 second, so if that happened, I will. I said 11:30 and now it's almost 12. Thank heavens, another 2 hours and a half. Let me just look at a couple of things people said, and then we can end this. I know I started rambling, so sorry. 无磊. Mm, mm, I don't know what to say. Watchable, but I don't see special sort of like super. I don't know. Acting sometimes it's either it. Anyway, he shows up, and I think I enjoying his appearance. That's about it. Pretty good. Okay. I just. Crystal Liu, Liu Yifei, and Chen Xiao. I don't have hopes. Like I said, these days I don't hope for anything for Chinese drama. I don't hope. Okay, I don't hope. I'm just like staying quiet and calm. Whatever comes, comes. Um, 2521. Yeah, I've heard about that one. People have recommended. I know, like all the popular ones that's going on. Unfortunately, I have too much information input, but I don't have time to watch all that. And in a way, I kind of like voluntarily don't watch K and T drama is because if it just happens to be too good, I'm gonna get so pissed. Because I'm like, I am in Chinese drama and review, and I eat shit every day, and other people eat cuisines. I'm gonna get so pissed just by that comparison. Therefore, I'm like, if I heard a really good drama out there, and I'll roughly go and like kind of get an idea about what it's about, and then I'll think maybe I shouldn't watch it. Yeah, I know, I'm off for 10 seconds. Something like that. So, Thai drama. You know, like I've heard all the popular ones. I've heard all of them. Okay, I know, because I'm on internet. I know all the ones, but I'm like, maybe I should not watch it just because it's gonna just create contrast. You know, contrast is the worst. Comparison, contrast. If you only have one thing, you don't complain. You have two. You have to make a choice. And when you have three, now you go into the difficult zone of like, how am I supposed to make my choice? Mental burden. Yeah, probably I should end this. Okay. I'm on like for another. I totally dropped off and came back. I think because my timer started at 1 minute. Somebody asks such random questions. To build snowman in winter? Well, if I want to, yes. Okay, 5 more minutes just to wrap this up, and then I'll be gone. And yeah, my timer is counting at 1 minute. I definitely dropped off. Internet. What can you say? Mercury retrograde. Explains everything away just with the stars. K-drama, yeah, well, overall K-drama still has a better quality than in Chinese dramas, let's be honest. It's sad for me to say that, but I have to admit, it's true. Chinese drama land is so crappy right now. It's so crappy. Oh my god. Can you get even crappier than this? And these days, recent couple of weeks and months, it's just so boring. It's like, first, it's not that many interesting dramas ongoing. Not even any melons. You know, like exciting, new, fresh celebrity gossip melons is not even there. It's just so dead and boring. It's a dead and boring. Not even one like extramarital affair or like, you know, like like the honestly, like 铁是天下 who rules the world, the drama itself is so much more boring than the producer and director's drama. Have you heard about how exciting their story is? It's like, it's better than the drama. You should just film your own life. Like, it's better than the drama you produce 10 times. So exciting. Holy moly. Who Roast the World is like, the story is just not exciting. The producer's story is far more exciting. I'd rather watch their life story got made into a drama. It's gonna be like better than Nothing But 30. Holy moly. And if you don't know, it's so funny that the producer is a lady and the director is a guy. They are both married. And they had an affair, I think. And then they were like, they basically promised each other to divorce and then get married to each other. But then the guy backed out, okay, at this plan. And the woman was like, kicked him off her team. I was like, that's so much more interesting than the plot of the drama itself. Can we just like watch a real life version of your story? You know, it's like entertainment business should look inward. Just like switch, like just turn the camera, you know, turn the camera from the actor to the producer themselves and just film themselves. It's just so much better. And the director's name had 1,000 swords piercing through it. Did you see that? I'm like, whoa. It's like, this is drama. This is real drama. It's better than drama. How can Yang Yang and Zhao Lusi compare, really, to that level of... And this producer, it's not her first time to actually kick a whole director's team off. Like, this is not her first time. She did it before with other things. She's just like a character. she should be the main character of her dramas, not any... Nobody can compare to her. So, I'm just saying. And like, in comparison, Yang Yang and Zhao Lusi's character's love story is like 小白兔, 白又白, 两只耳朵竖起来. It's so kids-like. It's so kid stuff. It's just so mild and bland. You know, the sexy stuff is behind the camera. Oh, heavens. Oh, they should have like, you know, shot their own producer, not the actors. Not interesting. Yang Yang should play the daffodil kind of character, right? The mythology, good-looking guy who fell in love with his own reflection and drowned. He would be so ideal. I'm so sorry. But he would be so ideal. He was like the best actor of Chinese drama in the entirety to play that role. He needs a 水仙 script. Somebody provides him with a 水仙 script. He's gonna be groundbreaking. He doesn't even need to act. He would just be sitting there, and every moment of his existence, he's that role. He embodies it fully. Can't miscast, alright? He would be the perfect one. Okay. The last couple of sentences, I didn't say that. Yang Yang's fans, you know, I'm talking about alternative universe. Somebody named Yang Yang, not Chinese Yang Yang, not related. You know, like, no. Okay, I don't admit it. Good day. End of this live stream. Take care. I should sign off. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they can come for me, and I'm gonna be off. Goodbye. So come catch me. And I think his fans are called Yang Mao, right? Wool. The wool fans. Wow. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Nice rest of the week, which is just one day, and then good weekend, and good May, good 2022. Okay. Bye.